السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. So inshallah we meet again with a new prophet and a new story. Last time we spoke about the story of Prophet Ismail and Prophet Ibrahim, and we mainly focused on the timeline of Prophet Ismail. Today inshallah we will speak about our Prophet Nuh. We'll speak about his story and what we can learn from this beautiful story that Allah told us about in the Quran and the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us about in the Sunnah. So let's get to it, inshallah. So what is the story of Prophet Nuh? The story of Prophet Nuh is start shortly or sometime after Prophet Adam. Prophet Adam is the first human being and the first prophet Allah sent to the people. And between Prophet Adam and Prophet Nuh, there are 10 generations, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us. So there are 10 different generations had passed on after Prophet Adam. So Prophet Adam had 10 different generations after he died that continued to worship Allah after Prophet Adam. He's the first prophet. He was the father of humanity. He taught his sons, he taught the children, the humans while he was alive about Allah and who Allah is and what we need to do in this world to get back to our home, which is Jannah. We're newly on this planet. We're learning new things. But Prophet Adam already had given us the guide, through the angels giving him the details from Allah, what we need to do. And then people had changed after Prophet Adam. These 10 generations after Prophet Adam, things have changed. What have changed exactly? People knew who the Lord was when Prophet Adam was here. He knew what we're supposed to worship, who was our God, what we're doing. But comes in after that, people start to forget about Allah. They start to forget about their main purpose. Why are we here in this planet? Why are we here in this world? We lost our way. We don't really know anymore. And what happened was, after Prophet Adam taught us everything, the people started to see, get busy with this world, love the world and what's in this world, and start to shift the focus on this world only, until people have completely forgot about the real purpose in this world. They were still some people that were still following the message of Prophet Adam and holding on tight to it. And these people start to die off little by little. As they started to die off, the people started to realize we are in a big, big trouble, because these good people that were alive among us, they were the ones who were reminding us about Allah and what we need to do, reminding us about our purpose in this life. But now we don't have them anymore. So what can we do with this? This is extremely upsetting. So at this time, Shaitan whispers to them that, why don't you make images and make statues of these good people that keep dying off? So when you see these statues, when you see these pictures, it would remind you of these people. So that's exactly what they did. It was a good idea. So they start doing this. They start making statues, start making images of these righteous people, these good people. But what ended up happening is, slowly, Shaitan, as time passed and this generation is gone and comes in new generation, Shaitan has started to whisper more to the next generation. These are the images and the statues of the righteous people that lived among your forefathers, among these, your family members before. You should, if you want to speak to Allah, you should speak through these pictures, through these statues. They would help you. Ask Allah, oh Allah, I ask you by this statue or this picture to help you through what you need. Use the pictures and the statue to ask Allah for whatever you need. That's how it started. And then comes in Shaitan generations after, and he's reminding people about the statues and these pictures. And now he wants them to do what? He's telling them to, these are your gods. These are your actual gods. Remember your forefathers used to call on them? You should call these are your gods. Straight up, just like that. And this is the first spark of idol worshiping. That's how the people end up moving away from the belief in Allah alone to the worship of idols. When this happened and this took place, what happened was Allah had sent a new messenger to the people to bring them back to the original message of Prophet Adam, the message of the oneness of Allah, the believing in God alone, Allah alone, the creator of everything, and leave away these statues and all of these fake things. So that's exactly when Allah had sent Prophet Noah. So Prophet Noah comes in to these people, and then these people have these idols that they're worshiping. They pray into all these statues they have of the righteous people of the past, and they believe in them as gods besides Allah. So Prophet Noah is living among these people and coming to these people to bring them back to the original message, which is the message of Allah. Now, what about Prophet Noah's childhood? Do we know much about his childhood? How was he as a child? How was his childhood? What was his infant years like? We don't really know. Allah did not tell us much about that. Why? But we want to know all of these details. How old was he when he did this, and how old was he when he did that? What was he like as a teenager? Allah did not tell us, and Allah knows best, of course. Um, Allah wanted us to learn something from the story, so He told us about a specific incident about Prophet Nuh's life, because He wants us to learn something new. That's why the story is mentioned to us in the Quran and Sunnah. Okay, so as Prophet Nuh living among these people and he sees them worshiping all of these idols, Prophet Nuh now is approaching these people to call these guys out of the worship of these idols, to tell them to stop worshiping these idols, and to tell them, why are you worshiping these idols? Come back and worship Allah alone. These idols they're not going to do anything for you, and you should only be worshiping the God who created everything, not worshiping these idols. And Prophet Nuh is going to battle with them. He's going to debate these people for many, many years. He's going to try his utmost best with these guys. And he starts and he's calling them to believe in Allah alone and to not worship any of these idols. As he's reasoning with them and he's trying his best with them. And Prophet Noah was, he's very smart and he's able to make these beautiful arguments for them to try to call them out and using common sense with them to try to tell them to leave these idols. What are you doing? What is wrong with you? How could you believe in these stones and these idols? And how could you not believe in the Lord, the one who made everything? And he tried to drive some sense into them. What this caused, when he started calling the people, this caused division among the people of Prophet Noah. What do you mean a division? Because some people started to believe in him and some people disbelieved in him. The people that believed in Prophet Noah, guess who they were? Who these people were that believed in Prophet Noah? It wasn't the powerful people and it wasn't the rich people, it wasn't the strong people. It was actually the poor people. And this is always the followers of prophets. It's not the strong. It is not the powerful. It's usually the poor, the oppressed people, the people that don't have much going on in their life. Okay, that Allah took a lot of the world. They don't have so much in this world. These people are the usually the followers of prophets. Okay, and that's the same thing happening here with Prophet Noah. The followers of Prophet Noah are only the poor people. The disbelievers started to argue with Prophet Noah, tried to, speak to him and try to get him out off of this. Like, stop calling us. We don't want this. We don't like this. So they start to argue back with him. Okay, they're asking him, "What is it? Who said that you are a prophet? Who said that you are a messenger? You're nothing but a man. You're a human being. Why would we need to listen to you? We don't need to listen to you." And Prophet Noah is reasoning with them and explaining to them, I never said anything except that, yes, I'm a human being sent by Allah to guide you, to tell you about Allah. That's my job, right? I don't want any payment from you. I don't want nothing from you. All I want is to deliver the message of Allah. I'm coming to you as a warner. That's why I'm coming to you. So all I'm doing is coming to tell you about Allah. These disbelievers start to argue back with Prophet Noah and continue to make these arguments, these false arguments that they continue to make with him. And they are saying to him, why would we believe, in your religion, and who believed with you but the poor people? If you really want us to believe with you, make the poor people go away and have them away from your religion, and then we're gonna follow, right? If you kick these people out of Islam, then we're gonna be Muslims with you. And of course, Prophet Noah refused. Like, I can't kick people out of the religion because they're poor. And of course, they're making excuses, these guys. They like kick the poor people out, and then we, the rich people, the powerful people, are gonna follow your religion, because we can't be in a religion that has the poor people in it, right? And of course, they didn't believe at the end, right? They didn't believe at the end. They're just making excuses. And Prophet Noah, of course, did not listen to them. He continues with their ignorance, okay, the way they're treating Prophet Noah. They're saying to him, okay, you keep talking to us about this punishment from Allah. If he's really, like, if all of this is real, if you are really a prophet, bring the punishment. Bring the punishment from Allah. Have Allah punish us. We will believe that you are a real prophet after the punishment come to us. Does that sound normal? How can somebody say such a thing? Like, if there is a punishment, I want to be punished, then I would know that you are a real prophet. But if the punishment came, it's too late for me. It's too late for me. I cannot repent now because the punishment came already. How could I ask for such a thing? But this shows the ignorance of these people. And are the people of Noah the only people who were asking for punishment? Oh, punish us, give us the punishment if you're real. If this is real, give us the punishment. They're not the only ones. There are other people who, other people with other prophets that have asked the same similar question. If this is real, if you're really a prophet, give us the punishment from Allah, then we're gonna believe that you are real. Okay. Anyway, continuing here, they continue to make all of these false arguments, okay? And they say, we don't see, we see that you are a misguided person. You're not even, like, you are away from the truth. You're making big mistakes. Like, everything you're calling to is wrong. They're telling this to the prophet, you are the misguided one. We are on the straight path. You don't even know what you're on. You are the wrong. We are the right. So that's what they're saying to Prophet Noah. Right? And Prophet Noah is humble, simple, speaking to them, and he's like, I'm coming to you as a warner, right? I'm calling you to the oneness of Allah, to worship Allah alone. I'm here to deliver the message. That's all I'm here for. But these guys are continuing with these false arguments. And look at this here now. Prophet Noah is pleading, speaking with Allah, and he's saying, oh Allah, I did everything with these people. I called these people in private, and I called these people in public. I called these people, during this and during that. I've tried all kind of things with these people. I try to reason with them in every single way possible, right? And every time I called them to you, every time I called them to your way, they kept going away from me more. And then he says something so powerful. He says that they were so mean to him, and they were really testing him, that they would put their fingers inside the ear. Could you imagine if you're talking to somebody and they go like this? They don't want to hear you, right? They're putting their finger inside the ear. They don't want to listen to you. And Prophet Noah continued to call them. How patient is he, right? They would wrap themselves in a garment. They would put their clothes on top of them and go like, they want to wrap themselves with their clothes so they don't have to hear Prophet Noah. That's how much they don't want to listen to him, and they want to go away from him. And Prophet Noah is still patient with them, and is still trying his best with these people. But that's what they're continuing to do, right? They don't want to listen to him so much that they're putting their fingers in the ears, they're putting clothes around them. They don't want to listen at all. So he continues to call them, even though they're doing all of these things. That did not stop him, and this continued on for years. And the only believers that believed with him are few people. Mainly, like we said, the poor, the oppressors, the weak individuals, not the strong ones, not the powerful, none of these guys. These individuals are the ones who disbelieved in him and were fighting him and stuff. Okay, so Prophet Noah now continues to call these people with no problem, even though like they're doing all of these evil things to him. Prophet Noah doesn't give up, and he continues to do this for so many years. A year after year, week after week, month after month, he continues to call them, and he doesn't give up, because Allah gave him a task, and he doesn't give up. And he keeps talking to them and giving them, some proof. He's like, look at the moon. Who made the moon? Come on. Who made the sun? Who made this earth and the heavens, everything? Who made it? Is it not these idols? It's not these statues that you people made. It's Allah. They try to put sense in their head, but there is nothing. They don't come. They don't want to listen to him. He continued to call these people. Guess for how long? How many years did Prophet Noah call these people for? He called them for such a long time, 950 years. Can you imagine this? Almost 1,000 years, Prophet Noah calling these people. We're not saying that Prophet Noah lived for 1,000 years. No, we're saying he was calling them for 950 years. That means actively, the entirety of this time, calling them to Islam. And they're doing all of these bad things, putting their fingers in the ears, putting clothes around them. They don't want to listen to him. They're running away from him. They're calling him names. They're speaking to him meanly. But Prophet Noah does not stop. How patient is that? And how amazing is that? Now, do we go through trials sometimes? We advise somebody of something and they don't listen to us? Like you tell somebody, you should pray, but they don't want to pray, or you should do such and such, and they don't want to do such and such. They don't want to listen to you, even though you tell them to do something right. But how long are we going to call them for? And how patient are we with them? When you tell somebody, don't do this, and then he does it. Don't do this, and that person does it. And like 3 times maybe, or 2 times even, we give up. Like, I tried everything with you. I'm never going to call you again. I'm done. Right? I don't even want to talk to you, that kind of thing. Prophet Noah was not like that. You see, he continued on. He continued. He never gave up. He continued. Now, it wasn't for a year or 2 or 10 or 20. And the number was not increasing. The number of followers of Prophet Noah was not increasing. They were not a whole lot. They were a few, right? And we're going to talk about the number later on. A few people, but it didn't give up. He didn't give up. And this comes down to this very beautiful, important meaning, which is what do you control? Do you control the results, or do you control your choices or your effort? You only control the effort, the choices that you make. So Prophet Noah was controlling the effort, which is what? Calling the people to Islam. What about the results? The people becoming actually Muslim. Is that in Prophet Noah's hand? It's not. It's in the hands of Allah. If Allah wanted to guide these people, and if Allah willed for the results to be bigger, he was gonna make it bigger. But that's Prophet Noah is stuck to what he was supposed to do, which is to call the people to Islam. Now, at the end, Prophet Noah is about to end these people. He has called them so many times and none of them want to listen. It's over. Nobody else is believing with Prophet Noah. So this led Prophet Noah to do what? He raises his hand to Allah and he's asking him for aid. These people, because Prophet Noah sees that these people are never going to change. These people are evil and their kids are going to be evil like them. They're not going to they're not going to have any kids except evil people like them. So there is no good in these people. That's why Prophet Noah is about to ask Allah, oh Allah, bring the punishment upon them. Bring the punishment upon these people. And then at this time, before the punishment comes, Allah is telling Prophet Noah, gives them the command, build the ark. And Prophet Noah now is about to start to build this ark. Now, this was a huge ark that Prophet Noah is about to start building. And Prophet Noah, now imagine this, he's being told to go build an ark, but there is no ocean. Prophet Noah does not live near an ocean, but he's building an ark. So as he's building this ark, people are passing by Prophet Noah. These people who he was calling to Islam, that didn't believe in Islam, they're passing by him and laughing at him now, making mockery out of him. They're mocking Prophet Noah. He's like, look at him. What is he doing? He's making an ark. He's making a ship in a desert. We have no ocean here. There's no water here. Why is he making a ship for? What is wrong with him? Is he crazy? Like, what is he doing? And then they keep making fun of him. And think about yourself. Sometimes maybe people make fun of us, when we are dressed as Muslims, or because we look like Muslims, kind of like what's happening to Prophet Noah here. And Prophet Noah says, you want to make fun of me? He says, we make fun of you. We make fun of you. It doesn't matter to us what you're doing. And Allah told us in the Quran that the disbelievers make fun of the believers in this world. He said, but on the day of judgment, okay, that the believers are the ones laughing, right? Are the ones laughing. Why? Because the believers now, they receive the reward, and the disbelievers are the ones who are being punished for what they have done. Anyway, so Prophet Noah continues to build the ark. It's a big, huge building. He continues on building, huge ark. And this is here, this believed to be the ark of Prophet Noah. This is a discovery that people have made in Turkey. somebody that was like a biblical researcher. Anyway, so it's believed to be that this could be the Ark of Prophet Noah. It's a huge, as you see, they're big, huge mountain looking. It believed that the ship is underneath, so they're gonna actually dig and try to get it out or whatever. But anyway, the point is, it's a huge, huge ship. After Prophet Noah had built this ark, Allah commanded him, put in this ark as pairs from each creature. So from all the creatures that exist, put pairs, male and a female. Why? Allah is about to bring punishment to destroy everyone on earth, right? Except the believers. Allah is about to bring a punishment to clean off all of earth and leave no one except the believers. So Prophet Noah brings in all of these different animals, pairs from everything, right? This is literally everything that's going to survive. Allah is going to send this flood and is going to destroy all of these disbelievers that disbelieved in Prophet Noah. After Prophet Noah filled his ship, now soon the flood is about to begin and the punishment of Allah is about to start. How many believers are going to be with Prophet Noah on his ship? Very small number. Some of the scholars, they give different numbers, but it's believed that it's less than 100, pretty much, less than 100. Can you imagine Prophet Noah, his effort for 950 years and all he was able to get is less than 100 people? Okay, so 80 or 70 or less. How could this be, right? What was wrong with these people? How come they did not believe? And how patient is Prophet Noah to only have this small number of people and to be content and continue to do what Allah asked him to do. Anyway, after this, now the interesting thing about Prophet Noah here is that the family members of Prophet Noah didn't even believe in him. Like who? His son and his wife disbelieved and didn't want to believe in his message. His own wife and his own son did not believe in him. So that's going to be extremely hard breaking for Prophet Noah. The fact that he's not going to have his own wife, is not going to have his own son. He can't even bring them with him. The flood starts when Prophet Noah raises his hand and he say, asking Allah for aid, for help, right, to destroy these people. And as soon as Prophet Noah asked Allah for the help, destruction have came to these people. Allah told us in the Quran, the water came from underneath, from earth itself. Water came from beneath the people. Water came, the sky had opened with so much water that the people have not seen anything like it at this time. So water is coming from beneath them, water is coming from above them, creating what you see there, a huge flood. And now the area that is supposed to be a desert becomes into like an ocean. And now this ark is being lifted by the water and it's, cruising around this ocean. And Prophet Noah, as he's going there, he's still trying to call people. He's trying to call people to Islam and trying to save people. At this time, he's calling his son. He sees his son, and he says, "My son, come with us. Come with us on the boat. Believe in Allah. Come with us." But his son refused. His son said, "I'm going to go to a big mountain that's going to protect me from the water. I'm going to go there. It's going to protect me, and I don't need to come with you." And Prophet Noah is telling him, "Where are you going to go? There is nothing, that no one can protect you from the punishment of Allah. Where are you going to go? You can run, but where are you going to go? The punishment of Allah is gonna touch everything. Come with us, believe in Allah." But he didn't listen, and he was destroyed. So Prophet Noah now doesn't have his son, doesn't have his wife. How heartbreaking is that for him to not have his own family with him? And then the ship continues on. The disbelievers are destroyed. And at this time, Prophet Noah is now, the ship is about to land and the flood is about to be completely ending. So Allah orders for the earth to suck back the water and the earth to stop the rain. And at this time, the ark ends up landing and the believers come out of it. The animals come out of it. And at this time, the earth is going to, people are going to continue again with life as it was. But this time, there is no disbelievers no more. There is only the believers left. No disbelievers left. There's only the believers left at this time. and Prophet Nuh is their prophet and is going to continue to preach to them. Now, the question here that we can learn from this here about the family of Prophet Nuh. Why did Allah, first of, was Prophet Nuh able to make his family Muslim? He wasn't. Does that mean Prophet Nuh was a bad teacher? No, Prophet Nuh is a prophet, is an amazing teacher. You know, the prophets are the best of teachers. So how come he was not able to bring his own wife and his own son? Because it's not in his hand. In which hand? Whose hand is to bring these people to Islam? In whose hand? Is it in Prophet Nuh's hand? In a prophet's hand? Is it in Angel Jibril's hand? No, it's not. It's in nobody's hand but Allah. It's in Allah's hand. And they were not guided. These people did not accept Islam. It was out of Prophet Nuh's hand. And this tells us here, can this happen to us? These kind of things. We try our best and we do all kind of things, but at the end we don't get the results that we want. Of course, just like you see here, Prophet Nuh did his best, but he didn't get what he wanted, right? And it's also a test from Allah, you know, that he took away his son and his wife that, you know, he loved, and he was with them, but he could not continue with them. You know, they were not Muslims anymore. They were not Muslims at all. They refused to believe in Allah, refused to believe in Islam, and they were destroyed among the people who were destroyed. Continuing, okay, now this is approaching the end of Prophet Noah. Prophet Noah is approaching the end of his days. And we don't know much about how Prophet Noah died either. But all we do know that at the end, as the Prophet ﷺ told us, that at the end, he was speaking to his sons, and he's given them advice about that worship Allah alone, right? Believing in La ilaha illallah, that there is no God to be worshipped but Allah, right, is the most important thing, right? And he's preaching to them about this. Don't worship the idols, believe in the oneness of Allah, the believing in La ilaha illallah Allah only, okay? That is the, and be, as telling them, be aware of making partners with Allah. Be aware of being arrogant. Don't be arrogant and don't associate partners with Allah. This is one of the last advices he's given to his sons right before he dies. We can see from the story of Prophet Noah, patience. Patience is such a hard thing. It's easy to say that we need to have patience, but it's hard for us to practice this patience. And you see how Prophet Noah waits for 950 years, no problem. He continues on. It's so hard. People are like treating him so mean and so badly. He doesn't give up. And was Prophet Noah, did he had a lot of followers, a lot of people? Was he the majority of the people, or was he a small group of the people? He was a small group of the people. So are we Muslims today? A lot of times we can be the small group of the people, or sometimes it feels that we are the small group. The rest of the people seems to be not Muslims and don't believe in Islam and don't follow Islam, and they think we're weird. Prophet Noah, people thought he was weird. The people that believed with Prophet Noah, the people saw them as weird, but they were the people on the truth. At the end, what happened? Where is the people that thought that Prophet Noah is weird? They were all under the water. They all drowned and died, right? And who was the people who made it, right? Were Prophet Noah and his people. So this again shows us that be patient, hold on to Allah His way. Don't worry about what the people are doing. Focus on the message of Allah, what Allah wants from us. That's all that matters, right? This also tells us a reminder here that where are we from? You know, we are from Jannah. That's where our father is from, and that's what we need to work to get back to Jannah. That's what we're here for. We ask Allah to make us from those who will hold tight to our religion until we meet Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we continue next week with a new story.